I am so pleased to have on the show with us today Lisa Seidel of Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep and Liz and Brendan Crowley, who are going to explain their relationship with this beautiful organization. Lisa, tell us a little bit about what you do as the regional coordinator for this group.
So I work with some recruited photographers who have volunteered their time to take photographs of children who are either stillborn or born without hope of living. And those children will have their only photographs usually in the hospital or just in the first few days of their lives. And our photographers go to the hospital and try to get some professional quality photographs as mementos for the families.
It's such a beautiful thing that your group does, and I want to mention it's a non-denominational group, but it's one of the most pro-life things that I can think you could do is, you know, moms that are willing to carry a baby that they know isn't going to live, but that's not necessarily always the case. And I want to hear, Liz, about your story of when your daughter was born.
So our daughter Caitlin was born in 2009 in the summer, and we didn't know that there was anything wrong. There was some issues during the birth, and it was obvious fairly soon after she went up to the NICU that she was not going to survive. And the next morning when we went down to visit her, the nurses mentioned Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, and would we be interested in her contacting them to bring in a professional photographer. And we said yes, and Lisa came and took pictures of our daughter. And we have amazing, amazing pictures that we treasure to this day.
Now, was that a hard decision to make, to want to get those pictures taken, or did you know that that was definitely something you wanted to do?
I found it very hard, and actually I didn't want to do it. And Liz did. Thankfully, Liz came through and said, we got to do this. But it was such a stressful, emotional time, and I just wanted to protect our little girl from everything. And the thought of somebody coming in and taking pictures, there's significant anxiety. But Liz was thinking clear at the time and said, I think we should do this, and it's just the best decision. We treasure these photos. You know, I have one in my pocket that I keep with me every single day for the last 6 years. So very difficult decision to make, but easily a very good decision to say, yeah, let's. And thank you so much again.
It was my honor.
What is that experience like for you as a photographer to come into a situation that is so emotional and I would imagine a little bit scary, you know, that people are going through such a hard time, you know? Do you feel grace in those moments?
You really, you go in and you try to be as unobtrusive as possible, and you always, you know, go with the feeling of the room and try very hard. I mean, I tell parents, like, when you say it's over, but push yourself as far as you can, because, you know, this is our opportunity to really capture as much as we can. And to be honest, when you're in it, the technical aspects of actually getting the photographs becomes really paramount because the lighting is terrible and, you know, it's a hospital room. So you're trying very hard to maneuver the tubes and wires and make sure the parents are okay and, you know, get all the different poses and things. And then when you do the post-production, I think that is really challenging, because that's when you sit down and you really look at the photographs that you have and understand the magnitude of them, and then also just spend so much time looking at the baby. But it's a great honor to oftentimes be the only person who meets that child, who, you know, those parents are also in a state of shock, and parents are unbelievably strong. I mean, you don't really walk into the room that you think in your mind you'd walk into very often. They're just unbelievably strong in the time that you're there. You know, of course there are tears, but it's really an important gift. I feel like it's one of the most important things I ever do with my camera, is to take these photographs. And I'm very aware, especially from knowing the Crowleys after the process, that it's an incredible thing to have these pictures, and that they really are so meaningful later on, that having that in my head just makes it, you know, whatever I'm going through is nothing.
Right. Yes.
You know?
Well, and now you two have had some exciting times since that hard season in your life, where you now have 5 wonderful children.
do,
And I'm
yes.
sure that you think of your daughter as up there, you know, maybe interceding for these children you have now. Do you share the pictures with the other with the 5 children here on Earth?
Yes, we do. We have pictures of Caitlin up on our wall in our house, framed pictures of her, and we talk to our children. You know, they're still too young to understand, but they know that baby Caitlin is in heaven, and we go visit baby Caitlin, and this is her picture, and so they're aware of her. They don't quite get all the relationships because they're still young.
Yeah,
but-
they're little.
right.
Okay.
But they do know. They knew of her, and they see her picture on the wall every night.
It's so beautiful.
On the
I
way
mean,
up
you
the
have
stairs.
a set of twins
Yes.
and then a set of
Triplets,
So
yes.
your life is very exciting.
It is.
Do you have any words that you would want to offer to somebody who might find themselves in the position that you were, and not just about getting pictures, but you know, a message of hope for people who might be, you know, experiencing such sadness?
Sure, it's an impossible situation. You know, the grief is different than any other grief that I've been a part of, and you just have to take it one day at a time and be very, very patient with yourself. Be very, very patient with your spouse, and together, you know, you will get through it. It just takes time. You know.
And it never goes away. You know, there's always that hole there where she should be, but you do. You find a new normal, and together you can really get back into life and start facing things again.
Very good. Lisa, tell us what you're hoping to get from, you're searching for more photographers to be a part of this.
So we cover all of Greater Boston, which is quite a large area with a large number of hospitals who do deliveries. We take pictures, you know, we take the only pictures that will exist of these babies. So it's babies who are stillborn or born, you know, with significant challenges that will not allow them to live, or babies who they have to remove from life support for whatever reason very, very early before they've really ever left the hospital. And so we look for photographers all the time because these things come up on a not scheduled basis, you know, so you have to kind of have a lot of people to be able to cover them because hospitals call and they say, can you come at 2? Yesterday we covered a baptism at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I got the call at 10:30 in the morning. So it's really constantly something that we're up against. And so people, so the photographers, we need as many as we can possibly get. And you can apply for the position at nowilaymedowntosleep.org. You do have to send in some photos to show your competence, but you know, as many people as we can get to be a part of that is really, really such a gift to families.
Okay, so we'll make sure that people can get in touch with you. We'll have that information, and I want to just thank you both so much for being with us and sharing about what a beautiful opportunity it was to work with Lisa, and thank you for doing this amazing work that I know blesses people so much.